I'm standing there pointing at the camera.
Fucking Jesus.
Of course you are.
I'm not standing. I'm sitting there pointing at the camera.
You can't stand. Apparently, your foot is. Get your goddamn foot off the goddamn screen.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another crazy episode of the Geek Boutique podcast, the official podcast at the Geeks and Company. My name is JS. We are the Geeks and Company, of course. Mr. Sippy Talker over here, Captain Daddy himself.
Oh no, he's wearing the shirt now.
Something tells me I'm going to need that today. Yes, some beer all the way from the Bay of Fundy in Nova Scotia down there. Two Islands Brewing, a little porter. Ooh, that's delicious. I've never had that before. Excellent. Hi, everybody. Hi, everybody. How you doing, guys?
I'm back to Nick.
Just talking about some bullshit before we get in there. Boys, how are you? Noah, Michael, Keith, Andrew, Christina. 2 weeks. Yes, we are. In fact, we will talk about it in the community news, I'm sure. But we are 2 weeks away, exactly 2 weeks away from Fan Expo. So I'm sure we'll have some news about that, and we'll have some regular news. It's just a regular show today, this week, guys. Last week, if you did tune in, JS was not among us, but Rob and I got a chance to talk to Megan, editor Megan, and she told us all about the change in her business and everything she's got going on now. And
it's incredible what she's done.
It's through the stratosphere. She's doing so good. So
yeah, that's amazing. So
we're very proud of her.
Yeah.
Rob, R to the B. What's going on, sir? Why do you hate capital letters?
Oh.
What do I hate capital letters?
Yeah. Happy belated birthday, Jeffrey.
That's right.
Yeah. Anyways.
On 3, everybody.
Moving right along.
Happy birthday. Oh, I was just on 3. Sorry. As you slip the spear slowly. Yeah, that's okay. It's okay.
All right.
All right. Well,
now you're on the bottom.
Here at the bottom. Yeah, no, I'll stay here at the bottom. This is fine. This is totally fine. Totally fine. Thanks, Wayne. Moving right along.
Rob,
how are you?
I am doing fantastic.
Yeah, is your foot okay?
Yeah, my foot. Well, I mean,
oh, shut up.
My foot's okay.
Apparently, office work is really, really hard on.
Oh
feet.
my god!
I don't know how
I
that.
Believe it, like orthotics and everything. Dude.
On feet.
I can't believe the shoes I have to buy.
Yeah, I'm the same way. I wear orthotics, but unfortunately,
when
you're on vacation in sandals, well, it is.
Yeah.
But when you're all week in sandals, not wearing your orthotics, and then you slip, and then you hurt yourself like an old man. So I'm limping around a little bit, but that's okay. You didn't have to tell everybody; they'll see it on the weekend.
You're all like, "Happy birthday!" Blah blah blah, and I can't tell anybody about your shitty foot. Come on, man.
It's your birthday, dude.
Yeah, it's not. It is absolutely not.
Well,
Thank
it
you,
was
Jeff.
your birthday.
Jeff
yesterday.
At the bottom. Well done, Michael Icon. Well done. Well done.
Yeah,
Power bottom, boys. Power bottom.
That's where he likes to be.
Yeah.
That's where I live.
Oh.
As you can see, the boys are back. Everyone's back on this one, so it's all just shenanigans. And here goes the goddamn pointing now. Please take it away, fingers.
I just did it for you, bud.
Thanks. Great. What even is this? Do you remember when we would pick a topic and we would discuss that topic in depth? And we'd have a guest on. Do you remember that? Do you remember the good old days of this podcast?
When you get me laughing and crying before we even start the episode, it's hard to be serious during
the time.
Ben saying hop along, old man. Oh, dude, you have no idea. Boy. Anyway. So anyway, if you're actually one of the few people that are watching us live right now, make sure you click that like button. And if you're not subscribed, well, I mean, I don't know, man. You guys aren't you guys all here every week? I'm sure there's at least one person in here watching us right now that's never been here before.
And
I wish I could see, and now we've lost them.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, if you were here and you go back and watch us, click the subscribe button. It costs you absolutely nothing. And if you click the notification bell, that'll let you know every time we go live or upload a new video. Although, if you've not watched that last video that we put out, the Name Your Pokemon, that one was kind of funny. And the editing, I'm going to say right now, Megan, I know we said it a few weeks ago, but she did an amazing job. I rewatched it again, and I was like, man, we're actually putting out decent videos now. You know what I mean? This is amazing. So, yeah, thank you, Megan. Go watch that video. You'll have a good laugh.
Is Noah causing shit? You'll have a pretty good guest and topic next week. I'm not on next week. Are you talking shit right now, Noah? Is that what's happening right now?
No, next week we're gonna do a little bit of a post
VonCon show
on show, and we're gonna have a chance to spend some time with Noah this weekend at VonCon. You know what? We're gonna talk about all this later. Click the like and subscribe, because you know what time it is. If I had my shit ready, it's time for the news.
I guess I should get my shit together then, eh? Here, hold on. Let's do this. Oh, yeah, that's way better. Welcome to the news, guys. I'm in charge. I'm running the shit now, so you're just going to have to put up with it. What we're talking about this week, the top story, the Fantastic Four. Quick out of the gate. Not much in the way of stamina, unfortunately. Our Marvel's first family is having a bit of a rough go. The second weekend had a fairly steep drop off, about 66 or 67%. Comparatively, if you compare that to Superman, which is only 53%, it's telling. And the international is not helping it either. So
it hasn't opened everywhere yet, right?
I don't know, but I don't want to say Marvel's in trouble. It is their third film in a row that's going to underperform. But it's the first of those three films. I shouldn't say that. Thunderbolts reviewed fairly well, but I feel like Fantastic Four reviewed even better than Thunderbolts, and it's still not enough. So I don't know what it's going to take to get people to come back to Marvel films that is not starring Spider-Man or the Avengers, but Fantastic Four is not doing well, kids, and it doesn't look like it's going to notice run very well either. So
yeah, I'm going to say this. I'm a little bit shocked. I'll be very honest. I've seen the movie, and I absolutely loved it. I saw it with Jen, and even with no background at all on who the Fantastic Four were, she absolutely loved it. Everybody that I know that have seen the movie absolutely love it. I think we're starting to see the post-COVID effect, I think, on not just superhero movies, but the box office as a general, right? We're almost, we're over halfway. Let's say over halfway through 2025, and there's only 2 movies at the box office that have made $1 billion. And one of them is a Chinese movie that I've never even heard of. Right? So, yeah. I mean, there's not a lot of movies making a lot of money anymore. Superman only made what?
Well, it's still running. They say it's going to clear 600 million globally, which should put it, if not into profitability, at the very least at a break-even type phase where they would be inclined to keep making movies. It didn't just suck up. Unfortunately, Fantastic Four is not going to get that. So, and Rob, I kind of want to say that you kind of called it, I think, back when we first started talking about this film. You're like, do we really need yet another iteration of this? None of them has been successful so far. Nobody cares who these people are. You kind of called it a little bit.
I think there's a bunch of different aspects to this. There's a little bit of that. There's a little bit of what JS was talking about. There's a little bit of it. The economy is shit, and it costs a lot of money to go see a movie. Mm-hmm. And if you've already went and saw Jurassic Park, and then you saw Superman, and you're like, well, fuck, like, can only spend so much money a month on movies, and I've already spent a couple $100. Mm-hmm. Maybe they don't skip it, or maybe they're not getting the repeat sales, right?
Right.
I know a lot of people went and saw Superman like 2, 3, 4 times. Are people doing that for Fantastic Four? I don't know.
I imagine the Marvel diehards are maybe, but yeah, it feels like it has to be, like Christina's saying here, Deadpool and Wolverine made 1.3 billion. That was I would consider that to be like almost an event film, like almost an Avengers level event film.
Yeah, this that was 2024, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Deadpool still and Wolverine was 24. Well, it is, but if you're looking at the box office this year, and even then, last year either, if you look at last year's number, yes, Deadpool and Wolverine made 1.3 billion, and you're right, Deadpool and Wolverine was an event movie, but beyond that, there's not a lot of movies that broke $1 billion last year either.
No, and I get that. I think we have to kind of get out of our heads that the $1 billion is now the new mark is probably somewhere closer to 3/4 or even 700 million. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But when you're shooting around 4, which is right around where Brave New World and where Thunderbolts ended up, and somewhere in the 4s, right? You can't.
Yeah.
Like I get everything you guys are saying with the economy and everything else, but is it just that Marvel's just had its run? Like, is that all it really is at this point? They're in the 30s with films, right? I don't know. I don't remember what Fantastic Four was, 32 or 33, whatever it is, plus all the Disney Plus shows that came out to kind of oversaturate the market. Are people at this point? I don't want to call it superhero fatigue. I don't know if we even want to call it Marvel fatigue, but what's going to get you? Will they still go out for Doomsday because Doomsday is going to be such a big deal and it's going to be an event film? Like, do you feel like you have to go see Doomsday? Did you really feel, even if you're a diehard Marvel-y, did you really feel you had to go see this film?
What, Fantastic Four?
Yeah.
Didn't they rebrand it as like the beginning of the reboot?
Yeah,
Almost?
I think that I did. I don't know that I felt like I had to see it, but I think the implications of the movie they're leading us directly into Doomsday, right? Like they're like I mean, I don't want to spoil it. I don't want to say anything, right? It's
well, then don't shush.
Right, but I mean, without seeing it, like when you see it, there's a real sense of urgency in this movie. The pace is fantastic, right? It never stops. It jumps from one thing to the next, and I mean,
the pace in Fantastic Four is fantastic. You don't say.
The pace in Fantastic Four is fantastic. Yeah, I think this was Deadpool and Wolverine aside, because that was, again, there was a lot of nostalgia involved in that movie. On top of it being a great movie, this as a fresh new thing for Marvel, for the MCU, they've not come out with anything this good in a long time.
Even Thunderbolts.
I think it was better than Thunderbolts, and I loved Thunderbolts.
Yeah,
I think,
it just seems like even if they're coming out with films that the audiences that go to see it like it, and even if it's reviewing well, it's still not enough to get people in the seats. So
what the general people, right? I'm sorry if
You've
people
lost
get
that general
by this.
market. Yeah,
you know what's going to do it for
the normies.
I'm not sure how this is going to come out, but Disney has been famous and classic for their formulas over the years, right? You take whatever genre and there's a formula to how Disney makes movies. And now that this Marvel is under the greater umbrella of that, I feel like it's the same, the same formula is applied to everything.
Right.
And one of the really neat things that I liked about remember the New Mutants came out, how different that was from everything else. For me, that's what it's going to take to get me back super hyped about a new Marvel MCU. Is you got to change the way you film. You got to change it up, and more than just like a soft reboot. It's got to be different style, new formula.
Nope, that's fair.
No, I don't disagree, and I think that's where this movie specifically nailed it. That's where
that's the problem, though. But so why aren't people going to see it? Why is it going to end up losing money?
Yeah, I think people, like I said, the normies are just not into it anymore, right?
They're staying away.
It's not cool to be a nerd anymore. Remember how there was a while where it was cool to be a nerd? That's sort of dying off now.
But it's not really nerd anymore,
right?
Yeah, it's the new normal, right?
Yeah.
Speaking of Spider-Man, though, we should probably get into it because there's a whole bunch of Spider-Man news that's come out. It has started filming, and in classic Tom Holland style, he seems to be just posting like mad about almost everything anyways. So we've seen the new suit. The new suit has been revealed. So I don't know if it looks exactly like the suit did at the end of No Way Home, but it definitely looks like a suit, like a spandex, like a Zentai suit. Like all the high-tech gadgets and Tony Stark bullshit seems to be gone. As far as the previs stuff that he's out there jumping around in and swinging off rooftops and shit with, it just looks like a regular ass Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man suit.
It does have the raised webbing like the Incredible suit.
Okay, sure.
Yeah.
But you can tell with it on him, unless it's going to be something that's going to be added digitally. There's no fucking nano.
There's no teching or
it just looks like it's like something that you can buy off of fucking AliExpress. So
yeah, we've gone back to a traditional Spidey suit,
right? And I hope we kind of get him back into what Peter Parker is supposed to be. It's just this broke high school, or I guess in this case college age kid trying to make rent, get a job, have a girlfriend, and be a superhero. You know what I mean? That's kind of at his roots, and I'm hoping that's what we're going to get back to.
Agreed.
Instead of I have this wonderful machine that could just make anything. Oh yeah, Tony Stark just supplies me with billion-dollar suits and shit. But speaking of, so we know for sure that we're getting the Punisher in the new film. But now it's been confirmed we're also getting Scorpion and Hulk are both. So all three of them are going to be in the new film. And I guess initially the rumor is that Spidey, Punisher, and Hulk are all going to be kind of like at each other's throats initially before they all realize who the true bad guy is, who apparently is Scorpion. At least Scorpion's one of the bad guys. I don't know. So it's your classic, like, the heroes meet and they don't like each other, so they fight and they realize, oh no, there's a bigger threat. And that's apparently what the plot of this is. Apparently, Hulk and Punisher and Scorpion have all been confirmed for the film, though, so they will be in the film. And I think that's probably going to jump off of that new Punisher special presentation that they're putting together.
It is. From my
They put a
understanding.
picture of Punisher up of him in the new Punisher garb, and it looks terrible. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, it looks terrible.
Thank
That
you.
looks like it's like the fucking Temu version of fucking Punisher.
Yeah,
we
we
made
went
better calls
from this.
Which even that I don't love, but that's still
That's
better.
way better than
that. Now I'm hoping this is because I remember when The Witcher was coming out and they first showed Henry in the wig and it looked fucking terrible. And then when the show came out, I'm like, oh my god, everybody was wrong. It looks amazing. I'm hoping that's what this is, but boy, howdy, does that ever look like that looks like something I could put together off of Amazon tomorrow. Do you know what I mean? So, and I know Punisher's supposed to be street level and gritty and grounded and all that. Like the dude shoots people. That's his whole fucking superpower is just shooting people in the face. So I mean, I get it, but at the same time, that looks like garbo. So
it looks like he literally picked up a piece of like EVA floor mat
It's
and just
cardboard.
brutal.
boom. Like it's not even
brutal.
Yeah.
So yeah, we'll see what happens there. But they're pushing it hard, man. And Bernthal seems into it. So if you're a Bernthal fan and you like the Punisher, maybe it'll be good. I don't know. There's some Geek and Nerd films returning to cinemas for celebrating anniversaries. Both Batman and Batman Returns are returning to cinema for one singular day. I don't have the date in front of me. I'm so sorry. It won't matter because nobody watching this, all of our Canadian friends, are probably not going to be able to see it. It's probably going to get released in some very limited theaters across the U.S.
Mm-hmm.
And A New Hope, Star Wars A New Hope, is also returning to cinemas to celebrate its 50th anniversary. That one might get a slightly wider release. What they're not sure of right now is what version they're going to be showing. The fact that they're calling it A New Hope probably means you're going to get the not the original versions, but whatever the special editions would be my guess.
Well, the remastered was A New Hope.
That's what I mean. So that's likely what you're going to get.
Yeah,
so,
the remastered, yeah.
And now I know they never say just Star Wars anymore. I mean, they typically always say A New Hope. So everyone is kind of crossing their fingers since they still have the original on film, and that's how they'd be showing it.
Do they really?
Yeah, of course.
Oh,
that's
I
how
didn't
they
realize
do
that.
that's how they do the upscaling on a lot of this shit.
Oh,
Right?
I would love to see the original, man.
That's what I'm saying. Right? It's really, really hard to come by now. You can still, I mean, you can still get it. You can't still get it. You can still watch it if you got some old VHS tapes of it, but that's what the only way for you to get it. Of course, it's not in high def. So, but yes, both are going to be returning to cinemas Batman and Batman Returns for one day, and then they're going to re-release A New Hope to celebrate the 50th anniversary. I don't know how long it's going to be in theaters. I imagine as long as it's going to be making money.
Yeah, probably.
James Gunn has confirmed he is writing the next Superman adventure, which it was released today. David Zaslav was talking about it, the head of Warner Brothers and in de facto DC Studios, along with Peter Safran and James Gunn. It is the next adventure in the Superman family. So Gunn has said it is not a straight up sequel, and it's not World's Finest either. If you're unfamiliar, World's Finest is a comic that starred Batman and Superman together. They would team up and they would do shit together. So it's not that either. And it's way too early for Justice League. So I don't know what they mean by Superman family, because they've already got Supergirl in the can ready to go. So I don't know what a third film in the Superman family is going to look like, who it would star. Superman will be in it, but he won't be the key character. Or at least he won't be carrying the film. So I don't know what that means. If it means they're doing a crypto film, fuck off. That's not what I want. I thought he was great in the movie, but you don't put the whole movie. That's not. You can't make Grogu without the Mandalorian. You know what I mean? You can't just put crypto and he's the star. Don't fucking do that, please. James Gunn, look at me. Don't fucking do that. Nobody wants that. Okay.
But money.
No, not money. No. Terrible idea. Please don't let it be that. Please don't let it be that. He doesn't talk. What are they going to do? No. Don't do that. Last two bits of news I'm going to hit you guys with really quickly. Alien Earth is doing very well review-wise. I think the last time I checked, it was at 90% on Rotten Tomatoes. So apparently it subverts a lot of expectations. It doesn't break any canon because this does take place before Alien, but only like 2 years before. So I don't know how they're able to kind of tiptoe around canon and yet still bring xenomorphs to Earth, but apparently they did it, and they did a bang-up job. Noah Hawley is the gentleman behind Alien Earth. He's the guy that did Fargo and Legion? No.
Yeah, I think so.
Is it Legion? It's either, yeah, I think so. Yeah, right. Yeah. So I mean, he's already a proven track record, and so from what I've heard was it's not quite as good as Fargo, but apparently it's very good and is reviewing very well. Like I said, it's about 90% on Rotten Tomatoes right now. And then finally, guys, sorry,
I just want to cut in on this one a little bit. My understanding, and we could be completely up to lunch here, but how they don't break canon is that, when Ripley leaves with her ship and it goes on this whole thing where they get the Nostromo and they get attacked and the whole deal. Well, they don't get attacked, but they get, while that's happening, another ship comes back to Earth with an egg.
Yeah,
and
it's two ships,
4 other creatures
passing. 2 ships passing in the night,
right? As original aliens going, the other one's coming back from there.
Yeah,
that's how they're like kind of able to expand on the story without breaking canon.
Nice.
And this is supposed to happen all 1 year after the events of Predator Badlands. Because in Predator Badlands, in the trailer, when the android gets rebooted at the beginning, it shows us the Weyland-Yutani date stamp, which I can't read, but people, nerds, right? So they know that date time stamp tells us that it's a year before the events of Alien and Alien Earth, right? So come and tell me this is not all interconnected, right? Anyway.
Well, I mean, they're being obvious. It's got a Weyland-Yutani android.
Yeah.
I mean, it doesn't get any more tied together than that, right?
It's got the same machinery.
Yeah, it's got Weyland-Yutani trucks and stuff, right?
Keep taking us back. August 25th for Batman and Batman Returns, but seems to be AMC only. Yeah, I knew the Batman and Batman Returns one was much more selective. I think it's like 160 screens completely that it's going to be showing on, and I think it's only for 1 day. So, yeah. So we're not going to be able to see it up here, unfortunately.
We don't have AMCs here, do we?
No, we sure don't. Finally, and I know this seems like the DC version of Blade, but the Batman Part 2 is set to film this coming spring. Again, on an investor call, David Zaslav, the head of all of Warner Brothers and Discovery, said this either today or yesterday. After rumors had sprung up that it was going to start shooting in January, it is going to start shooting. They're going to do pre-production starting January of 2026, and it will shoot in the spring of 2026 in an effort to make its October 2027 release date. So you heard it here first. The big question
I'd like to hear from.
Sorry, go ahead.
I was just gonna say I'd like to hear from Christina what she thinks about a movie like that being in pre-production for 3 months before they start shooting. I'm gonna say right now, I call bullshit on that. I'm not gonna believe it until they're telling us that they started filming.
You and me both. My only concern at this point is he's telling investors this. So that's not like a closed meeting. That's not a rumor on the internet. Like Zaslav is telling investors it's going to start shooting in the spring. So I'm hoping that lends it a little more credibility to it. Pretty bad move to lie to your investors as far as that goes.
Yeah, I don't see why it couldn't start in the spring.
You kind of can't lie to the money, right? So, I mean, we'll hope and pray that we're going to get it. I guess, so the rumor going around now, and James Gunn tried to address it on social media, but didn't shoot it down completely. Hush seems to be the rumored villain for the Batman Part 2. And someone on Threads, I think, was like, is it Hush? Or I heard it was Hush, and James Gunn was like, well, don't believe everything that you're hearing. And they're like, okay, so can you confirm, is it Hush? And James Gunn just said, don't believe everything that you're hearing. So he wouldn't. Now, a lot of the times, if a rumor comes out and it's wrong, he just says, no, that's not it. Or like he just flat out denies it. And he didn't do that in this case. So if we are sticking with this kind of grounded universe for the Batman Part 2, Hush would work. 100% it would work. So we'll see if that's going to be a thing that happens. I don't know. If you're not familiar with Hush, go read it, because Batman Hush is a very, very good Batman story. that you should check out. But guys, that is it for the news for this week. If you have a news item that you would like us to talk about here on the channel, please go ahead and send it to me on Instagram at Messiah Complex Cosplay, or you can send it to the main Geeks and Co channel. And if we feel it's newsworthy, then we will go ahead and throw it in to the news segment week in and week out. Again, big ups and big thanks to Christina, who is sending me stuff daily. I don't use all of it, especially if it's just blind rumor. There's nothing to kind of prop it up, but I do use quite a bit of what she sends me on the program every week. So thank you, Christina, and thank you to everybody else that is sending in news items. Rob, you're up.
Oh. You know what that means?
Community news. Indeed, it is that time of the week.
You're gonna rhyme it this week? Are you gonna rap it this week?
So my career is over. You will never see that again.
2 raps and that's it. You're done.
You're done. I'm going out. Better to burn out than fade away. I will never do that again.
Yeah. So guys, if you, I think Nada said it best last week. She's like, I'm so glad I was here to see that live. If you saw it live, he blew us all out of the water with his rhyming skills. So, and then he followed it up on Instagram with a new rhyme, and now he's like done. I guess he's gonna retire on top. All right, Tupac, go ahead.
On top, yeah.
Yeah.
All 4 people that saw it.
Yeah.
This weekend is VonCon. If you're not going to Atakutan out in Montreal, you're going to be at VonCon. And if you're not going to be at either of those two, you must be broke. So, is this the weekend you're going off to the Scottish Fergus Island Games?
It's
going to be a hot one.
We're going to bake, but it's going to be fun.
Yeah.
I'll have a skirt on. It'll be fine.
You know, it helps. It helps.
Yeah.
VonCon's going to be a blast. There's a bunch of people that are going to be there. Our friend Noah, that's in the chat right now, is being featured at VonCon this year. Our friend Andrew Saxon, that's here in the chat, is going to be joining us on Saturday.
Isn't that a really cool
Nada
that's going to be there too?
Nada is joining us on Saturday. There's a couple more people that might be joining us on Saturday. Yeah, the Throne's going to be there. And
it's a Throne tour. It's the new stop on the Throne tour.
That's right. That's right. And this might be the last stop in Toronto on the Throne tour.
Yeah, you threw a lot of people off, by the way, by that. I got a bunch of messages. They're like, "Oh, I guess we got to go see the Throne since it's the last stop for the Throne." I was like, "No. The last stop in Toronto for this year." Which, by the way, it probably won't be because we still have Toronto Game Expo. Which I mean, maybe we're not bringing it to Toronto Game Expo. I don't know, but I mean,
well, we thought we might do something different for Toronto Game Expo, but
that's fair.
We haven't even really talked about Toronto Game Expo.
Yeah, we're not there yet.
No, that's fine. I just don't want to tell people, "Oh yeah, that's your last chance to see it in Toronto," and then 2 months later we got Toronto.
But we do we want to spill a little bit of beans here? I don't know how many beans.
I don't know. I have no idea where you're going with this.
Well, it's not your segment, so I don't know what you're asking for. It's his segment. He'll decide if the beans need to be spilled or not. And why?
If you want to get into that those beans, the end of the segment.
Okay,
we're gonna go through the. We're gonna go through the order.
The community.
Right. It's VonCon this weekend. I'm not even talking about VonCon. I got to mention also at VonCon is the Capes and Chaos cosplay supergroup. They're going to be there with us as well. They're not with us. They're doing their own booth. They're collaborating with Guardians of Hope Toronto. Mm-hmm. And as usual, they are, collecting donations for charity. This time around, they're collecting donations for school supplies for women that give. Each donation will enter you into a raffle to win a mystery Funko Pop bundle. So you donate a school supply, you're entered into a raffle to win something cool, Funko Pop related. The winner is going to be announced Sunday at 4 p.m. So bring some school supplies to VonCon this weekend, help them out, goes to a good cause, entered into a draw to win some cool prizes. So props to them for that. Moving on, Fan Expo. So let's talk about Fan Expo. We haven't really even had a chance to talk about that this week. We're not going to have a booth at Fan Expo this year.
Correct.
Nope.
And it's looking very much like
we're done with that
panel either. So at this point, we're going to hold out hope for media passes, which in years past, sometimes it's been the 11th hour that they've told us we've gotten a media pass. So I haven't
literally the day before 1 year.
Yeah. So, but it's looking now like if we haven't heard about a community booth and or a panel, that neither one of those are happening. So
yeah.
That's not
the map is out now. So from what I understand.
which is cool because it's too
Who's
bad. I wanted to see the Star Wars or Star Trek panel. I was really hoping that you could do the Star Trek panel.
Yeah, that would have been fun.
That
That
would
would
have
have been fun.
Yeah, maybe we can do it at Toronto Game Expo. Maybe we can do it there instead.
That's a good thought.
Not
great
a
idea.
bad
Our
idea.
run of it there, eh?
That's
Yeah.
not a bad idea.
But yeah, I'm sure we're gonna see. You're still going one way or another, though, right, Jeff?
Yeah,
You're gonna be
I'm
there?
tied in with some people in some groups that have arranged travel and everything else. So yeah, I said before that it was going to depend on our level of involvement, but apparently it's not because I'm going to be there all 4 days. And
Yeah.
there we go, kids. So I'll give full reports on each day as to what I'm seeing and how it's going and what groups did make it and got in and I hope you guys really love Ghostbusters.
Yeah,
Two
there's a lot of them.
Ghostbusters groups. Yeah.
We're gonna focus more on making some content, which is something we've always wanted to do more of, and so that's where we're gonna place our focus here instead of running a booth there.
Hell yeah.
After that, let's talk about London Comic Con.
Let's talk about
London Comic Con. So we are about a month out from that, September 13th and 14th. Everybody here knows we love
4
London
weeks.
Comic Con. 4 weeks away from now.
4 episodes away.
4 episodes.
Ooh.
That's true. 4 episodes to episode number 200. That's a long time, boys.
I'm having a hard time. I said it to somebody. Well, we were talking to. I don't want to talk about it right now, but we were talking to somebody yesterday. We're like, oh yeah, we're almost 2 episodes in, and
2
I was like,
episodes.
sorry, almost 200 episodes in,
Oh.
and we're like, oh wow, like really 200 episodes. Like that's insane to me. That there's still people watching us week in and week out after 200 episodes.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Props
But
to you.
anyway,
thank you.
Do we want to tell people what we're doing for episode 200?
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Let's do it.
So guys, episode 200. That's right, 200. It's not going to be live on Thursday night at 7 p.m. It is going to be live at London Comic Con on the stage. That's right. We're going to be doing our episode 200 right live from the London Comic Con stage. We might have special guests. Well, let's not talk about that right now because that could change. So check that out. We're trying to figure out a way to let you guys interact with us while we're there, on top of the mic running around and doing our regular shtick. And yeah, it's gonna be. If you're not going to London Comic Con, you're gonna miss out on a good show. I'm just telling you right now.
Yep.
You got to come to London Comic Con
For sure. We're gonna do it live. 200th episode on stage, London Comic Con. Yeah, it's gonna be a good time. We have to celebrate this, right, boys?
Hell yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah, and what other place would be better to do it than one of our most favorite events in Ontario? So
Yeah, there is no better place, and the timing was just perfect. We couldn't not do it. And when I messaged Jake about it, he was like, "Yeah, like let's do it."
Yeah.
200 newest Vulcan crew member. There you go. Says Redmond last work.
Terrible.
The last piece of community news, and I think this is what you were alluding to earlier in terms of bean spilling, and I did drop some bars in my rhyme last week.
Oh, you did put it in there. Look at that.
About this. However, do you want to talk about it, Jess? Like, what are we planning here in October after London Comic Con? What are we doing next month?
So October. So we've been looking for a way to have an event in our area. And whatever that meant, whether it was somebody else having an event that we could partner up with or putting on our own event, or we wanted to figure out a way to do something in Durham region, in our area, bring you guys this way instead of us always going the London way, bring everybody east instead for, a day or two. So we're actually going to be partnering up with Oshawa Boo Bash. Oshawa Boo Bash is a Halloween themed street festival that's happening on August 18th. 1 p.m. to 10 p.m. So the majority of the time will be in the evening. So we don't have anything in terms of what exactly we're going to be doing, how we're going to be set up. We don't have any of that yet. We literally just spoke with these guys in the last couple days to figure this all out and confirm that yes, we're on board. So if we've got horror cosplayers in the chat that want to join us and come and have a great time at a great event, it's going to be like a little mini outdoor con. There's going to be vendors. There's going to be a stage in one area with live bands. There's going to be a couple different haunts. It's going to be amazing. October 18th, not August 18th. Yes, thank you, Christina. That's what I meant. October 18th.
Go to OshawaBoo BOOBash.com. OshawaBooBash.com if you want to get an idea of what's going on there. It's run in part by the city. They're closing down a couple streets downtown. They got a bunch of bands that are going to be playing, and they're all themed appropriately. There's going to be haunts sort of at each end, different experiences, which is what we're going to bring to this event.
Trick-or-treating for the kids.
It's going to be, really good time. Oshawa has been very successful in the last couple of years at doing a festival in September called Convergence. They've had some amazing, huge bands going there, and it's been super successful that now they're spinning off a Halloween event. So we seized the opportunity, and we're getting involved with this because horror and Halloween is at the root of where the Geeks and Co started. So, looking for, like Jay said, if you want to come out, this would be amazing. Looking for some horror cosplayers to come and help us out.
Christina is asking throne ?
Yes.
I think that's kind of the plan, is to set up like a spooky throne thing, like somewhere. We don't exactly know what the setup's going to look like yet. Those are all things that we need to discuss. But yeah, so I think we're going to have the thrones there. The predators are going to be there. And then I've already started reaching out to some of you guys and some other people that I know that do horror cosplays to see if you guys want to join in, because this is going to be one of those fun events where, for me and Rob, and like Jeff was saying earlier, for 90% of the cosplayers, Halloween was the gateway drug for us into cosplay. For a lot of us, at the root, it started with Halloween, making our own costumes, decorating our garage, turning it into a fucking
haunted
Crystal
house
Lake
or something.
Yeah, Crystal Lake friggin' cabin. But that's where this all got started for us. So this event for us really, really clicks. Stephen Jones is saying, don't steal our volunteers, boys. What's going on? Do you guys have something that weekend going on as well? These guys do a haunted house as well in London area, don't they? That's right.
Well, ideally, we like to think we have audiences all across Southern Ontario.
Yeah,
so
and
we'll
you know
take
what,
some
Steve?
that are closer.
Yeah, this is a one-day event, right? It's on. I don't know if you guys are doing it on just the one day as well. Hopefully not, because I apologize, boys. Will Negan be there?
I don't know. There'll certainly be some idiot with a microphone running his mouth all day long. That guy will be there for sure. But
that guy just found out about this about 45 minutes ago.
What's he going to be dressed up as? Who knows? Who knows?
But yeah, so keep that open on your calendar. If you're able to come on and join us, that would be freaking amazing. And that is going to conclude this week's community news.
I was going to do it right at the same time. I should have done it. That would have been a good clip. Actually spoke with Silky today as well. Silky told me she's going to be putting together a bunch of new little shorts for us. So you're going to see a bunch of funny shorts start appearing again on the Geeks and Co YouTube channel. So make sure you stop and look at those. Maybe we should start posting those on Instagram as well. Although, I don't know. We'll see. Maybe I will make them reels and plaster our board with stupid reels of us being idiots.
Do it.
There.
I know Jeff loves this segment.
Did you?
That's right. Did you know?
It's such a low effort video. I hate it so much. So bad. It's so bad. Please, Rob, continue.
I just want to say so for what we have in the Geeks and Co spreadsheet for this week on this particular topic, there's been something sitting there for a couple weeks, and I check it today, and I'm like, I see the new entry in there, and I was like, wow, so we're gonna do that, are we? Okay, wow.
I'd like to point out for transparency, I added neither of those items into that particular did you know?
Oh, so this is JS's entry.
I pretend the did you know section doesn't even exist, so I don't have to watch that horrible video and listen to him go, "Did you know?
Did you know?
Christ. I'm not getting paid enough for this.
This one actually came from Christina.
Like that makes it
Not
like that makes
surprised.
it any
Yeah,
better.
yeah, that makes
Funny
sense.
enough.
Yeah.
Now,
Worse.
she shared me the actual post. I think it was Variety that posted this. I can't remember now, but it was a post that said Marvel Studio monitors the size of male stars' crotch bulges. Okay. And they employ VFX artists to shrink or erase them if they're too big.
I also have to employ this service for my social media photos.
Knew it's coming. I'm like, who's gonna say it? Well, one of us is gonna say it. Someone's gonna lay it out there. I employ the VFX artist to make my bulge bigger, actually.
All
the help I can get.
This also says here the extent of the work is unknown, but have confirmed they reduced Tom Hiddleston's and Tenoch Huerta. I don't know how to pronounce his name. The guy that played Namor.
Well, to be fair, Namor is in like a fucking like a speedo.
Yeah.
He's a
Like
span,
that makes
yeah.
sense to me. You're gonna get if there's gonna be a flood in here telling the ladies that they have to fucking Photoshop Tom Hiddleston's dick down because it's so big. Are you
Yeah.
kidding me?
Yeah,
Come on,
yeah.
man. Come on. That feels egregious. I don't. What does he
Yeah,
ever warn?
really?
They have to like. Does he got like a fucking hog in there, and they got to be like, oh, we gotta like put him in less tight pant. Like, what do you mean? You gotta like. I don't know, man. That one I'm calling bullshit on. I do know what you're talking about with the Namor thing, though. That was actually public news.
Oh, was it? I didn't know that. I
that they had photoshopped his crotch down as they went through, or not photoshopped, or whatever they did with the VFX. But he's literally wearing like dude panties, man, and they're super tight on. I'm like, anybody's gonna have a bulge in those, right? So yeah, I'd heard that they'd kind of Kendalled him a little bit, but I hadn't heard the Tom Hiddleston thing. I think that's just clickbait for that one. That's definitely lady bait. This is delightful news. Yeah.
It's not news at all.
Clean up on aisle 5.
Know?
Clean up on aisle 5. Bring a mop, please. Please
There's
bring
like
a mop.
spike in Google searches for Spider-Man.
Mm-hmm.
Do you want to read the other did you know that's been sitting there for 8 weeks that Rob's all like bent about, or do you want to just skip that one?
We can. So Earth 828, which is where the Fantastic Four takes place, is a shout out to Jack Kirby, who created the Fantastic Four, and Stan Lee, whose birthday is August 28th, 828.
There you go.
Actually, didn't they share a birthday?
I don't know if they shared a birthday, but I believe Jack Kirby's birthday.
But, either way, 828. Yeah, I didn't know that. That's pretty neat. I love how they do those type of things. And I don't want to get back to Fantastic Four, but the way they made that world look was gorgeous.
Not Stan Lee's birthday. Stan Lee's birthday was December 28th.
So was it Jack Kirby's birthday?
I would assume it would be Jack Kirby's birthday.
Yes.
Oh, Jack Kirby's birthday is 828, and Stanley. Oh, sorry, I read that wrong.
Yeah, it's saying the Fantastic Four was created by
was
created
Kirby
by
and
him
Stan Lee.
and Stan Lee.
Not that they shared a birthday.
Yeah.
Right.
I didn't want it to read created by Jack Kirby because someone would be like, and Stan Lee.
And Stan Lee. Yeah, exactly.
Those Stan Lee stands, they'll come after you, man.
They'll come after you, man.
Yeah, they're not fucking
They don't fuck around. No.
Oh yeah. The stands.
The Stan Lee stands.
The Stanley stands.
The Stans Lee.
The Stans Lee.
I don't know, man. I don't know. I'm reaching. I'm tired.
All right.
Do you want to do the geek debate on this one? I added this one in because it seems like a no-brainer.
I feel like it's appropriate this week specifically.
With everything we've been talking about with Superman versus Fantastic Four, and who was going to win July, and blah blah blah. It seems only fitting that on this week's geek debate. Oh, hey, by the way, do we have a video for geek debates?
Not yet. That's
We still
on
got
my
that
list.
shitty "Did you know" video, but we don't have a video for Geek Debates.
Yeah, it's on
Silky,
my list.
Silky,
I
please,
sent you a
Silky,
message asking
please,
you for pictures, and you guys
please,
never
Silky.
responded.
That's correct, because you have
So
way enough pictures of us already.
you know,
How many
I couldn't.
pictures
I
of my-
couldn't.
Yeah.
How many
Hey.
pictures of my Photoshop crotch do you want, man? Come
Hey,
on, dude.
listen, as many as I need to complete the task. buddy.
Apparently so.
I
Guys,
get it.
on
I
this
do the
week-
same thing, right? He's like, send us pictures of this. So like, I search for like, show me photos of my face, and I have like 300 of them, and
Yeah,
it's just
that's what I mean. And
different,
he's
like-
like, I need more. I'm like, what do you fucking
Yeah, well
want,
then,
dude?
when
Are
I
you like
mean,
training an AI model to replace us? What are you doing?
That's not. That's a totally bad idea.
You can fuck the fuck off.
I can.
Complete wish test.
You bring on other people, and then you. What is it called? Face swap them with you guys.
Fake them. Yeah,
You
yeah.
fake them with you
Yeah,
guys.
yeah. It's going right off the rails. Would you like to introduce this week's Geek Debate topic? No, apparently you just want to keep fucking around. Okay, you keep fucking around. I'm just going to check my phone and see what's going on in the outside world. Well, you go ahead.
Oh, Christina says, "What pics do you need?" I got many. Oh boy.
Yeah. Don't ask her.
Oh,
Don't do that. Don't ask
boy.
Christina for pics.
Guys, it's Marvel versus DC. Let's not beat around the bush. With Superman a couple weeks ago and Fantastic Four. Well, Superman was actually more like a month ago now, and Fantastic Four was now a couple weeks ago.
The age-old debate.
The age-old debate, and this is like the Star Trek versus Star Wars debate, right? When we were kids, you couldn't say you liked both. You had to be on the Star Trek side or on the Star Wars side. And I picked the Star Trek side, and I will die on that hill.
As did I.
DC and Marvel was kind of the same back then. You were either a DC person or a Marvel person.
Correct.
And you could not admit that you bought both comic books.
Correct.
Right? Well, Marvel or DC? Jeffrey?
Me? Oh, it's pretty obvious with me. So definitely a DC guy. I was a DC guy for the comics runs. I was a DC guy for the early movies, Superman, Batman, all that stuff. The Wonder Woman TV show that helped me get through puberty. God damn you, Linda Carter. God damn you. Yeah, I don't know. For me, it came down to, and it still comes down to, I'm still a DC guy, and I'll always be a DC guy. Because DC just has so much more of a rich tapestry, so much more rich history, right? DC's been doing comics since 1938. You can argue that Marvel's been doing comics as long, but I mean, they were timely comics way back then, and they only had a couple of heroes, and then they disappeared. And then for a while, actually, DC was actually distributing Marvel comics because Marvel had lost their distribution rights, because that's how sad Marvel comics were at the time. I'm sure if the DC people could jump in a time machine and go back and fix that shit, they would. But yeah, I mean, DC was where the gods were, right? So I don't know. Something spoke to me about that. I wanted escapism. I didn't want relatable heroes like Marvel introduced in the 60s, right? I didn't want a Spider-Man and the X-Men and all these. Oh, he's struggling with bills. Oh, he's got his interpersonal issues. Yeah, I got all that shit, man. I don't want to be reminded of that. I want to see gods fighting and fucking flashing and fucking Green Lanterning and fucking Supermaning. That's what I was after, and that's why DC spoke to me so much. And again, just having like 30 or 40 years more history behind the brand as well, so you get that more rich, textured, as opposed to Marvel. So yeah, I've always been a DC guy. What about you, Rob?
This is, I don't know.
You're like,
this-
neither.
this is a
Fuck you,
hard
nerds.
one for me. No, like both, but I'm trying to think which mean more to me. And I know, despite, like I always say this, despite what you see going on back here, I've never actually read a single one of these comics. And so I'm not necessarily tied to either one from the comics perspective. I think to answer this question, I would
in general, yeah, in general.
I would honestly, for me, I would say DC. However, it's hard to ignore what the MCU has done the last 15 years, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I think some of the characters, like honestly, like many people, specifically the ones behind you,
Right.
Batman and Superman, like probably more depth to those characters over the long term than anything from Marvel, aside from maybe Spider-Man. You know what I mean?
Right.
So I'm not vehemently on one side or the other. I think I would ultimately say I'm lean more to the DC side. It's a bit more. I like the serious tones. I like you said, the gods fighting each other. And,
Yeah.
But I enjoy both. But I think I'd probably land in the DC camp.
It's fair. It's fair. JS?
Hmm. This is going to be a long, drawn out one. I'm warning you right now. It's a complicated answer for me. When I was
got 10
young
minutes.
and buying comic books, other than Detective Comics, I all the comic books I bought were Marvel or at one point Image. I became a real big fan of Image. Not gonna lie, I was a big Spawn guy. Still am a big Spawn guy. I love the character. I've got a bunch of figurines and statues.
Focus. Marvel DC.
So, between the two, I was always more of a Marvel kid buying comics, but then DC started making animated movies. And that changed the landscape of what it meant to be into superheroes. Because before DC started making animated movies and animated TV shows, there wasn't a lot other than just the comics, right? There were some things here and there. There was, Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man, on Saturday morning. There was, the old school Superman black and white TV show. You know what I mean? There wasn't a ton
Super
of
Friends,
stuff.
man. The fucking Super
Friends, But when DC turned that corner and they started making animated movies, that hooked me big time.
Right.
All of them. And even though the last few haven't been very, I still like them. Look, I'll be honest. Even though people out there don't like them so much anymore, I still like the last few that they've put out. The DC animated movies, to me, are some of the best comic book characters and comic book storylines you'll ever see. Some of the better characters came out of, you know what? Let's not get into that. I don't want to derail it too much. But yeah. Today, if you ask me, well, what do you like better? Well, there's not much DC to like right now, right? DC is just now starting its new universe. I haven't even seen the new Superman movie yet, which apparently is amazing. I have seen Fantastic Four, like I said earlier, and it is fantastic. The MCU has built an empire, and like you said, they've made over 30 movies in the last, what is it now,
2008.
Like
2008.
16, 17 years, not even 20 years. Yeah.
Oh, there you go.
Yep.
Right. So again, it's hard to deny what Marvel has done. I'm still gonna say my favorite the favorite content that I've consumed when you talk about superheroes and Marvel versus DC is the DC animated stuff. So I have to say DC.
Right.
Yeah.
I have to say DC.
No, that's fair. It's funny that you're saying that though, because I had a really good friend when I was collecting back in the late 80s and early 90s who was guys that collected Marvel comics were called Marvel zombies because that's all they would collect and that's all they would talk about. Marvel. They shot on everything else, whether it was Image, DC, or any of the other stuff. And I had a buddy of mine that was a Marvel zombie. And he just strictly collected Marvel, mostly X-Men, because there were like 12 fucking X-Men titles. And you guys have to remember too, especially back in the 80s and 90s, when they would release sales numbers for comic books. And by the way, back then you would sell like 100,000 of a comic book, unlike today where you'll sell like 12,000. But you would sell hundreds of thousands of comics. They would have sales numbers in two separate categories: X-Men and everything else. They would rank all the other comics against X-Men. That's how well and how popular X-Men sold. And that's why
X-Men, Uncanny X-Men,
X-Factor, X-Force, Excalibur.
X-Force. Yeah, there's so many. Gen X.
That makes sense. If you look at the chat, a lot of people are saying similar things to us where they like both, prioritizing DC, but everybody's calling out like X-Men individually.
Yeah. No, X-Men was absolutely bonkers. And same thing, like if you were an X-Men guy, you were all the way in to be an X-Men guy, because a lot of times they would run storylines through all the X titles. And if you wanted to follow that story like Onslaught or whatever, Age of Apocalypse, you had to collect them all.
Yeah.
You had to do the whole thing, right? And I remember my buddy was really into it. And so when they did back in, I think it was 91 or 92, they did DC versus Marvel in the comics. The comic companies got together and they pitted their heroes against each other. And they even had fans vote to see who would win some of these fights. They had 5 major fights: Superman versus Hulk, Superboy versus Spider-Man, Wolverine versus Lobo, Wonder Woman versus Storm, and Batman versus Captain America. Those are the top 5 fights that you got to vote on. And then they had a bunch of undercard fights as well: Aquaman versus Namor, Shazam versus Thor, Green Lantern versus Silver Surfer, a bunch of undercard fights that the companies decided who would win those, but the fans voted on the top 5 fights. And then they did this really cool thing where they brought the universes together in something called the Amalgam Universe, and they combined heroes from each company together and made a new hero out of it. It was fucking wild. It was a beautiful time.
It got weird. It got a little bit weird.
It was a beautiful time to be a comic book collector when you're seeing these 2 major titans in the industry coming together and making this beautiful fucking art and this great story to do, to just to have their heroes fight each other. And at the end of the day, my buddy voted all Marvel down the line. I voted all DC, and we fought. And now he's my age, and now he's a really sophisticated collector. He's been collecting all this time. And what is he now? He's a hardcore DC guy because of how much more there is to DC. As soon as he got into collecting, especially when he started collecting Golden and Silver Age key issue comics back in the 30s and 40s and 50s, there were no Marvel comics then, right? It was all DC stuff.
Right.
And so when he started to see the richness of the DC history, the DC universe, he's like, dude, I'm completely converted now. Like, I don't know what the fuck I was thinking in my late teens and early 20s collecting all this Marvel garbage that's now worthless. Like, nobody cares because there was so much of it that came out. These key issues back in the 30s and 40s of DC is what's got me back into comics and doing this stuff. And now he's like a guy that like buys and sells and does all this crazy shit with it. So yeah, I don't know, man. It's that's what always speaks to me whenever I think about it, right? Is what's gonna have the most appeal to me across all genres and across all mediums. Someone mentioned up there JLU, right? The Justice League and the Justice League Unlimited cartoons, huge, man, absolutely huge. Super Friends when I was a kid, huge.
I
man.
like Justice League better than Justice League Unlimited. That was the first one.
Young Justice.
Young Justice was amazing.
Oh, Young Justice was so good.
Yeah,
love that show. So yeah, man, I don't know, man. Somehow DC just speaks to me. It's where the gods fight.
Yeah.
So
Batman Beyond.
Yeah.
Love
Batman the
Batman
animated
Beyond.
series, Superman the
animated series for sure.
Fuck off, dude. Like on all those levels,
all the Wonder Woman shows.
Yeah, no, brilliant.
Uh,
Under the Red Hood.
Yeah. We'll see what
yeah,
happens.
they've made a lot of really, really good.
Yeah, but because
Phantasm.
movies make so much money and because movies are so widely ingested, yeah, you're right, man. Marvel's on top. They have been for 15 years. After a company that was nearly bankrupt in the 90s and had to sell off Spider-Man and the X-Men and Fantastic Four, they had to sell all those movie rights off just to stay afloat. Now they're on top of the world. Well, they were till their last 3 films, which have all not made money. But I'm sure they'll bounce back with Doomsday, and we'll see what happens after that with a soft reboot after Secret Wars. But
I think I did call out in a previous last week or the week before, the MCU has made like $35 billion, and the next closest like franchise is like 7. So they're like they can wipe their tears with
with all that money,
$1 million bills, right?
Yeah. The party might be coming to an end, but they had a very, very good run.
Oh yeah. But if they don't make money, they're gonna stop making them eventually. Right? They're gonna just move on to something else, right? They're gonna buy the next thing,
and in fairness, maybe they need to in order for us to get the next great thing, right?
Andre,
maybe.
I agree. We'll talk about that on a future podcast. We don't have time to go into that now, but Wolverine versus Lobo was one of the most offensive things I've ever seen. Wonder Twins, Nada, little trivia fact for you.
Lobo immortal?
We can't, dude. We can't. Lobo's
Logan.
Lobo's gone toe to toe with Superman, sir. Yes, because the fans voted. So Wolverine, who was arguably the most popular comic book character on the planet at the time, against Lobo. And it was so bad when the fans voted for Wolverine overwhelmingly that when they had to draw it in the comics, they couldn't figure out how to make Wolverine beat Lobo. They literally couldn't figure it out. So it happens in a bar, and the two of them fall behind the bar, and you just see some like dust and smoke come up, and then Wolverine just comes up and keeps smoking a cigar because he won the fight. But they couldn't show it because there's no way for that to actually happen. Yeah. But by the way, guys, if you ever want to really get DC versus Marvel and Marvel versus DC is a pretty good read. There's actually somebody from DC who's worthy. And I'm not going to tell you who it is. And it's probably not who you think it is. But someone from DC.
Oh, someone from DC that could yield Thor's hammer.
That wielded Thor's hammer. There is a famous shot out there of Superman with Thor's hammer, but that's not what I'm talking about. Comics. Apparently, that particular instance, Thor lifted the enchantment from the hammer that allowed Superman to wield it. But in the DC versus Marvel comic, someone from DC picks up the hammer because they're worthy, and it was not Superman. I'm not going to tell you who it is, but you
Billy
should Google
Batson.
it. You should Google it, because when they do, their overall look changes and they're fucking OP big time. It's very, very cool. So yeah, love that issue. Yeah, that was a very, 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 very cool issue. That series is a pretty cool series. But even some of my favorite limited series like Kingdom Come might be my favorite comic series of all time. That's a DC. That's a Crisis on Infinite Earths, maybe the most important comic series ever. All from DC.
Yeah. Now that I'm reading who it is, that totally makes sense. I don't know why
It does make sense, right? Once you see it, it's great.
Yeah, it's
But
like,
you're
yeah,
you don't think of it initially, but when you see it, you're like,
No.
yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah. Anyways,
did that person become like a Thor version?
yeah, yes. But when their time to fight came, they put the hammer down. They said, this won't be fair if I use the hammer, so I'll put the hammer down, and I'll fight you without it. And by the way, lost in that fight as well, which again
To who?
was, well, I can't say because that'll be giving away who picked up the hammer. But
Well, the people that would know that person had the hammer.
yeah, it was another one of those bullshit fights that was like, there's no fucking way. So Storm is who they lost that fight to. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Well,
X-Men
that's
again.
dumb.
X-Men super popular at the time. So
That's dumb. But yeah, I get it. At the time, I
Sorry,
would have
Storm
voted
was the
Storm.
one that was worthy.
no,
No.
Storm was the one that
Oh.
fought the person that was worthy
Got you.
and won. Which I mean,
Interesting.
ridiculous.
Well, nobody said it in the chat yet, so I don't think anybody knows. You
I think
stumped everybody here.
Steph knows. Steph said, "Love that issue. Kind of want to make that outfit." Yeah, that'd be badass.
Ah, there you go.
It'd
Oh,
be
there
a
you
deep
go.
cut, but it would. Yeah, the people that would know it would be like, "That's fucking choice." Yeah, I've always wanted to do the Green Lantern from Kingdom Come because it's like he's in like a medieval suit of armor. It would be dope, but no one would have the foggiest fucking clue what I was doing.
Well, he must have like, Green Lantern stuff on him, right?
I don't know, man. It's pretty cool. Yes, so we do have some new DC Marvel crossovers coming soon. Our first in 20 years. Yes, Deadpool Batman is in the midst of. So, yeah.
Oh yeah, he almost looks like the Lex Luthor armor.
Andre, I know who it is, but I won't say it. Christina right above reveals it. So that's good. Yes. Yes.
There you go.
Wonder Woman was worthy. That is correct. Wonder Woman came upon the hammer after Thor and Shazam fought and picked up the hammer and was worthy. And it actually changed her look. She got this new armored look. And when she went to fight Storm in their fight, she was like, this wouldn't be fair. I would just utterly annihilate you and pretty much everybody else with this. So I'll put this down. And I guess that was the explanation for Storm beating Wonder Woman, which was horseshit.
Yeah, I don't buy
as if she
that.
couldn't beat her with come on now.
She's gone toe to toe with Superman, dude. There's
Yeah,
no fucking way. So,
Yeah.
but again, it was fan voting, and Storm was an X-Men, and X-Men were really popular. So the fans came out and drove and voted for Storm, and fuck all that. Now, the one that was probably the closest of the fights, and even the voting, was Batman versus Captain America. That was actually a very, very cool and close fight. But you'll have to read that comic to see who won that fight.
Batman. Guarantee you it was Batman. I mean, Batman at that time was the most popular character on the planet.
And remember, guys,
So-
you don't have to pick anymore. This is 2025. You can say that you like both,
Correct.
right? It's a whole new era. Batman Punisher crossover had that too. Yes, Batman Spawn, Batman Predator. Yeah,
I have both of those.
They'll put Batman in with anybody, bro,
Yeah, actually, the Batman Predator,
because it'll sell.
Keith gave to me.
Oh, really?
Pretty sure that's the comic book Keith gave me.
Very cool.
But I have Batman Predator, and I have.
Actually, I think that's happened a couple of times. I think there was a Batman Predator and then Batman Predator 2. I think they've actually.
Oh,
run
I
that.
think he gave me the original, but either
Yeah,
way, the Batman Spawn. The Batman Spawn.
Yep.
That one was. That was like a. Not a
like a
hardcover,
trade.
but
Yeah. Well, because they published it twice, right? Didn't they do
Right.
two? I think DC published one, and then didn't Todd publish one as well?
no, I think it was part 1 and part 2.
Yes, but I think DC published the first one, and then Image published the second one.
Right, or vice versa. I don't know which
You know what
way
I
it
mean?
went, but
So,
yes.
Wow,
yes.
we're like Rob's
Yeah.
just like.
Anyway,
Anyway.
Volcon this weekend. See you later. Tune in next week. Stay geeky.
Yeah, next week, guys, Noah, our buddy Freakish Workshop, is joining us here on the podcast. We're going to do a little bit of a post VonCon thing. Noah's got some new products out, by the way, that he's trying to sell. Our buddy's trying to make a living out of this. So if you're into patterns and potentially kits, Make sure you tune in
Yes.
next week because we're gonna try to shoot some videos of his products at the at his booth, and then we're gonna talk about it next week right here on the Geek Boutique podcast. So make sure you tune in. I think that it will be it for now. Jeffrey, anything?
I will not be here next week. I hope everybody has a wonderful time at VonCon, and I look forward to seeing all the pictures of all you guys with the throne and everything else. Editor Megan and I will be at the Fergus Scottish Festival and Highland Games. That's why we will not be at VonCon, but the rest of the crew will be. So come on out, say hi, get your picture taken with the throne and some cool cosplayers and some cool people, and we'll see you all at Fan Expo in 2 weeks.
I think that's it.
Rob?
Thanks for watching,
That's it.
everybody.
No, Rob?
No, yeah, we'll see you at VonCon this weekend. Yeah, we'll do our thing. I don't know if we're going to be at Fan Expo, but we'll definitely see you at VonCon.
And hey, 200th episode at London Comic Con. Don't forget.
Absolutely.
That's
Right
gonna be fun.
corner, man. So
Right around the corner.
gearing
That's
up for
gonna be a good time. Yeah. Thanks for watching, everybody. Make sure you stay geeky, and we'll see it. Well, Jeff won't. We'll see you next week.
Where's Jeff going to be?
I have no idea.
who cares?
Thank you for tuning in to another episode of the Geek Boutique Podcast. Like always, if you prefer to listen to us, you can find us on all major podcast platforms. Now, make sure you don't forget to click that like and subscribe button, as well as the notification bell to make sure you never miss an episode.